Right, greetings. Welcome to Coxygen Global, today 13 December 2024. This is the third session on implementing Coxlib on the property solution. So in today we are going to carry on. Yesterday what we managed to mint, we minted 3 NFTs as an administrator. So today what we are going to do, we are going to mint user tokens, which are actually shares which people are going to buy. Let me share my screen. So when somebody views the first video, second video, and third video, and you play them over and over again, you will see the picture of how this works. It's not very difficult because we are just using shared hosting, cPanel. We are using vanilla JavaScript. We are using vanilla PHP. We are not using any framework at all. So it allows easy learning, understanding, and also it allows easy integration into other applications. So let's see, I'm sharing my screens now. I hope you can see my screens. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is where we left yesterday. Yesterday we had a bug, this one here, which says inputs do not conform to this spec. Right, when I was trying to fix this, then I got a lot of calls, lots of meetings, so I couldn't carry on. But today, I would like to get this fixed. So when we all try to get around it and to fix it, it will give you an opportunity to learn different parts of the usage of the Coxygen. Okay, I think I'm a little bit fresh because sometimes when you are tired, you won't see where the error is coming from. But I'm going to try to trace it together. You need to be patient. When you get lost, write your questions down rather than stop me. I explain the question, then it becomes a little bit more difficult. Just to explain a little bit of the program. So this is the cardanopropertysolutions.com. Here we were, let me go back to this area here. I had logged in as James. I think I need to re-log in again. Let me write this part here. You can see that part is gone. So on this property here, we have got some houses for sale. So we started here with the administrator. So the dashboard for the administrator allows managing users, property, messages, feedback, and even pages. You can add pages to your application. This is a normal dashboard-based web application using PHP. The most important thing for us is to integrate it to Cardano. So yesterday we minted this thread token, reference token, and the register token. So if you want to see the details of these, for now I'm going to show you the database. So the token details are here. These are the details of the tokens. We saved them here. So if we want to see these ones on chain, you use any of these transaction IDs, TX hash, these ones, any of these will work. Right, what we are interested in mostly is this reference. Because when we are minting the user tokens, which we call shares, let me explain it a bit here. I'm going to on this here. Right. Let's look at one. You can see at the moment I do not have any of these details. So the seller is not showing. The tokens being sold are empty. That is what we are doing now. That is what we are moving on. For you to mint tokens for a property, you need a thread or a reference token. So let us check the reference token on the Explorer. But here is the transaction hash. There we go. This was minted yesterday. You can see 22 hours ago. Let's go down to the details. Right, we have the metadata here. This metadata gives us the details. Let me click here. You can see. This is a reference property NFT token. So it is, now let's look at the script. It is attached to the script address. There it is. Property share token 1, which is a property reference token. It is attached to this script address, which has got an inline datum. So we can check the inline datum. So the inline datum of the script address is empty. Okay. Then let us check the actual address and see the UTXO for this NFT. So let's go to UTXO. Right. You can see one thing here. There are 3 UTXOs. So which is the UTXO for the thread token, for the reference token? Let's look at the hash. Let's look at this hash. It ends with C44. So the last one, which ends with C44, is the reference UTXO. And then, which is the other one? We've got this one, the property thread. It ends with the FCF. This is the property thread. So if you check there, it is not there. I don't see it there. So which means when you go using, it is on a separate script. These 3 NFTs are on separate scripts. So that is why you've got all these separate what? TX hashes. So you can see here. The script address is where they are logged. I didn't save it. But if I run another one like this one here, or this one here for the registry, you can see the last is 2D9. And you don't see it here. Is it there? It is not there. All right. So if you ask me, what about these other UTXO for the reference token? Where are they coming from? It's because I keep on testing. If I mint again another reference token, I'm going to have the 4th UTXO here on this script address, which you see here. Our next step is to mint shares or tokens. Those are not going to be NFTs. They are going to be fungible tokens, which people can buy as share certificates for ownership of a property, fractions of a property. That is the next step. So let's go to it step by step. So in this case, I'm going to log out and then log in as an agent. I've got some agents who have registered. This is the one we were using yesterday. Right, let's, on the agent side, let me reload here. Let's go to the account, your property. The property is James. Yeah, James has two properties. Property ID 32 and property ID 43. So now I must be able to mint shares for 32, which is 78 kind code. And then I must be able to mint token shares for this house, which is 3 million, which has a property ID 43. It's a bug. Normally when I mint, the tokens are also available here. So that one I will fix it. Yesterday we had a bug, that one which I showed you. So now let me go to this file here that is displaying the properties. Right, this is the file there, it is the feature. See the file there it is. Right, let me show you this. PHP is very easy, very easy. So I am printing the row. I collected this row and then I'm printing the details there so that we can cross-check with our script for minting shares that the details of this reference token, which on the database, the reference token is called property share token. It identifies the shares that belong to this house. If this is not there, then you are going to have, let's say, 1,000 shares. But then how do you know they belong to the first house or to the second house? So that is why when I was minting this, I think the property IDs are there. No, the property is not yet there. It is when you are now minting the property shares that your script must use the details of this NFT. If it's confusing, we'll discuss it later. So let me go ahead with the minting bug fixing which we have here. Let us copy this information because we are going to use it to find some errors there. Right, we don't need all this information. The information basically I will need is the token hex name, this is the ID, token hex name, and then this one is token hex name number 2, MPH, number 3. How does this thing go? Right, property ID number 37. So number 1, we've got this value here. This one here. This is the same as this. So what I need here is the token name. It is in a hexadecimal format. And the next thing I need is the MPH. Let me see this MPH. Which one is the MPH here? I see transaction ID. Okay, the transaction ID I can see. Let me line it up for you to see. This one is the index 1, which is okay. This is the index 1, quantity 1. And then where is the TX ID? This one, the transaction. This. And quantity 1, number 6, owner pub cash. Right, this is the person who owns, who minted this, the administrator. So the owner of the house is not necessarily the administrator of the platform. That information must be very clear. Then here we've got the status open, property share, token name. Token name. This is the property name of the NFT. Right, we are not going to use the time, but we need this information. Some of the information here is empty, 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 empty. All right. So basically, we can delete from here empty field. Okay, let us go to the script for minting so that you see it. I can stop this by commenting it out here. Right. Here is the script. What you need to see about the on-chain script, we have got only two conditions. This is a very simple smart contract. It needs these parameters to be supplied, the token name, and then it needs the owner who is going to own the shares initially. The owner of the shares is going to be different to the administrator. This is the owner of the house. So that is the parameter we need. You can see here we want the owner to sign. So once the owner signs this, then these tokens will be minted. The quantity is going to be supplied. It's not going to be one. And then the asset here. This is the actual NFTs that are being minted. How many? So when we ran this yesterday, we need to run it again today. Okay, so I'm going to click the button. So basically, I want to create 300 property shares. And each share is going to cost 1,000 ADA. In South Africa, it's around 20,000 rand. Yeah, it's around 21 or 22,000 rands. It's equivalent almost to 1,000 US dollars per share. So it's only 300 people who can buy shares in this house. So let's mint. Okay, everything went very well. Let's look at the log of the on-chain. You see the token name is there. we are going to check closely. So if you want to see the script, this token name, this is the one that is showing us that token name. Then now I want to see the owner. Who is the owner of that? It is this one here who says login owner public hash. That is public hash of the owner, who is me. In my wallet, which account am I using? I'm using NFT account. So this address, let me put it aside. It is now the owner of the shares that I'm printing. This is the batch 32 address. The quantity there, it is 300. See, this is the on-chain part. It has received this from, if you go to this side, see there is the 300. Then this is the asset. This is the NFT. Not NFT, it is the FT, fungible token. These are the tokens that I am minting. So I'm going to mint 300 of them. You can see the token is identified on chain using a minting policy, and at the same time this minting policy is concatenated with a full stop with the token name. If this is confusing you, don't worry. So you can see I checked that I am minting the value correctly. It said true. So the first condition passed. Then I checked the second condition, that the owner, wait, where is it saying owner signed? See on the second condition where it says owner signed. Where is that? I want to see the owner, but this condition I'm not checking it. Alright, let's check it. How to check it here? We are going to use a JO
Sir,
Helios function. Hello?
sir, I want to ask. So for each minted asset, you are spending 1,000 ADA.
Yes, the public is going to buy each minted token for 1,000 ADA, because each minted token out of 300, they are fractions of the total cost of the house.
So they're getting shares.
Yes, shares.
I see. Okay.
If you look at the cost of the house, sorry, this one is 4,000, so it means we have to change here to 4. Let me change to 4 for the first one, but remember I can always adjust it later. Please, can you mute your mic, unmute it when you are talking, so that I don't have background people or noise. So here I'm going to click again the mint, so that we see instead of 300, you see 400 shares. But before I do that, I want to log, to use this JLog. You know you are used to Jimba. Here I create JLogs to trace the execution. So here, let me type it so that you see. So I want to check if this is going to evaluate to true or false. For my transaction to successfully run on chain or be submitted, these two conditions must all be true. That is why this is called a validator. If any of them is false, then it won't run. It won't submit this to the blockchain. So let's check JLog pool Right, we check this line which says TX is signed by the owner pub key hash. This is the title. First parameter is the title. The second parameter is the actual test. This is the actual test. It will evaluate to true or false. This one. Let me send it. And then let me run this again. I want to remove this. Yeah. Okay, it is using the old quantity. I need to reload it and then change the quantity. Okay, let's see. Yes, the quantity didn't change. So it means this quantity is not being picked from the HTML tag. Okay, that one I can fix it very quickly. Right, this one here, we have to collect that information about the quantity. Let me come here. Where is quantity here? Policy asset, organization. Yeah, there is the quantity. There it is. There I'm collecting it. Now, why it didn't change? So let's check here. Why is it saying 300? Uh, so here's 400. Normally, when it fails to run, could be a cached page. 10 of catching. Here, disable catching. That is one way. 10 of catching. Alright, one way is just simply to change that. These simple UI controls like this, you guys can fix this, you know that. And let me run it now. Our own chain, it must say 400 shares. Like here, you can see now it is updated. What I want you to see is transaction is signed by the owner pub key hash true. So you can see all my two conditions have passed. So this transaction, it needs to run and mint the tokens. As soon as we fix this bug, we will have the tokens. So that is our task now. Our task is to fix this bug. Let's go to the Coxygen part so that together we check. So this is the function from the Coxygen. That error has nothing to do with this first part. This first part is all about the application set up, pulling information of the wallet, like addresses. So that one is out. And the next section is about the script. Here the script I am using is the buy sell property. Why am I having the buy sell property script? This is one question I have. I don't think I'm supposed to have that because this one we are minting user shares. Oh yes, now I understand why we need this. When we are selling, those tokens are going to be locked here on this script address. Why the script is being brought here is so that we get its actual batch 32 address. That is why we are bringing it here. Its purpose is just to make sure that we are getting this and saving it on the database. Because when people are buying online, they need this script address. You'll see the code for this buying and selling. So that one is not an issue. There is another script. If you look at here, there are two scripts. We've got a buy sell script. Then we have got this mint property user shares token script. So that script is here. Here is the program for it. Here are the parameters we are giving it. There is no problem with this. Token name is no problem. We compile it here. Then this one, we attach it to the transaction. The most important here, we must attach the user shares, the user script. Right, this goes with the transaction. Now, let me check. Yeah, that one is fine. There is no problem with this one. The other most important thing here I need to check is the token name. Right, we've got 65, 65, 65, 65, 65. There's no conflict on the token name and the MPH. And let me check here. Look at the last part. 3A0, 3A0, 3A0. So there is no conflict there. 3A0. Okay, so this error, inputs do not conform to the specs, are otherwise invalid. Let's check two things. Number one, let's check the redeemer. Okay, we are sending the redeemer here. What did we give as the redeemer? The first part for the redeemer is byte. It is transaction ID in byte format. So we need to check on our script here that is it supposed to be byte? Yes, there it is. So that one is all right. Let's go to the next one. The next index is number 2. And is what is an integer. And the last one is quantity is an integer. So once you mess around with these data types, you will get similar errors. So you can see this is a big int. The index is correct. But here is the problem. That is the problem. One, because I'm supplying something that is not an integer. Okay. So what do we need to do here? We need to convert that into big int. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there we go. So let's save this and rerun our minting application. Okay, so that one is sorted, but we still have got the error. Our next step is to check the datum. The redeemer, we've checked it. Now let's go to the datum. When you create an output, like in this case, we are creating an output to our address. We are minting these assets straight to our address. Where is the datum? There is the datum here. Inline datum 668, inline datum. Okay. Let's take out this datum. But whenever you create an output, which later on you will want to consume, it must have a datum. But in this case, I'm simply minting this straight to my wallet address. So I have commented out that inline datum, which is this one. Where is that? This one. We had created this inline datum there. When you send your tokens from your wallet to the market, when you are selling, you can then add that inline datum, and you can also add that metadata. So which means even this metadata that I have here, I can leave it on this transaction. Okay? So let's test having stopped those ones there. Document list. There's a missing bracket there. 21. What number is that? 2107, which is this one here. Yes, I'm missing one more bracket here. Okay. But let's mint. Still they've got that same error. Let's go back to the script. Info, policy ID, transaction await. This is the end. I think the scripts, the off-chain and on-chain, is alright. I have tested most of the areas on the inputs. I'm still getting input issues. Asset. This is MPH. This one is fine. And the tokens, token name and quantity. That is why I commented out. This is what I'm minting. And this is my address. Okay, let me change the account. Right, I'm going to run it. If it fails, then I'll pause the recording. All right, let's run it again. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, let me pause the recording because the video is going to be too long. Then we troubleshoot. Now, the next troubleshooting steps is we are going to revert to the previous one, which was saved. Got a copy of the previous one, which was running fine, before we had to make some changes. This will assist us see where things are different. So that is the best thing we can do now. The previous one was running, so we are going to run it mint. The only difference is that one was saving information to the local storage. This one is saving to the database. So that is the difference. Let me, from now, stop the recording here.